Okay, so now, delighted to welcome to the stage one of our Singapore finalists, but a very international team from America, Singapore, India combined. Please welcome to the stage Steve and Ramsyam from SayPay. Thank you.
So, good afternoon. It's an honor to be here. Thank you for having us. It's been a great program. I'm Steve Hoffman, CEO and founder of SayPay. Ramsyam is my CTO and co-founder. At SayPay, we are disrupting the way authentication works in the legacy world. What we have done at SayPay is we have reinvented the way you interact with your customer with a better customer experience, improved security, and through lower costs. Now, the traditional way of logging into a website is using passwords. Okay, passwords are not a very good thing for your customer when they're knocking at your front door, digital front door, saying, "Let me in," and they have to fight to just get into your system. The second problem with traditional authentication are the hardware security devices. They provide the security that you need, but they're not very user-friendly. Okay? What does this result in? This results in not necessarily the best customer experience, right? Okay. So what we've done at SayPay, imagine if I told you, you can get rid of your passwords and you can get rid of your hardware security devices and you can save money. Okay, I'm going to show you how that works. So let's imagine that you have launched a new service called UBS Voice Key. Okay? The way this would work is this way. Your customer would come in, they put their username but no password. They press the send key. Now notice that there is this 8-digit code that got presented in front of them. They're directed to their phone, where they see on their phone that they now have received a push alert from UBS. They open up that push alert, and what it says is, here is your voice key login code. They press record, they speak the code, 94043148. The system sends up that code, verifies the phone, verifies the code, verifies the user's voice, all within seconds. And then, as you saw, the user was signed in automatically. The beautiful thing about this is now your customers are much happier. They're not carrying around hardware security devices. They don't have to remember those darn passwords. And you can reuse this across your enterprise. You can use this in all of your different business lines. Use it for wire approvals. Use it for brokerage approvals. So Ramsyam's going to talk a little bit more now about the technology behind what makes this work.
So there have been a number of technology advances in the recent past. What we've done is picked up a couple of those things and brought together to come up with a simple, secure solution. So let me explain how it works. When the user is trying to do an authentication or a login to your application, we generate a dynamic crypto token and we send it to the customer's registered phone. And when the user gets the phone and the code and reads the code, we do voice recognition to confirm the identity of the user. We do speech recognition to identify the details of the transaction and pull the transaction level details, whether it's wire transfer or whatever. And then the user can see the details and say, press OK or cancel. Now, we're implementing deep learning technologies, so as more and more users use our solution, it gets better over time. And the best part is, we don't store anything on the phone. All the data is securely transmitted from the phone to the server sitting behind your firewalls. I'm sure you're wondering, how does it stack up against, other biometrics? All the other biometrics are static in nature. While voice is dynamic, the user can speak different codes each time, but at the same time, the user's biometric is, confirmed. It gives a proof of life that the user is still, live, and it doesn't require any additional hardware devices. The speaker is everywhere available. One question that comes up is, what is their differentiation as compared to other competitors? All other voice biometric companies are doing passphrases, which in essence is a replacement for a password. Well, we do a dynamic code every time, so it automatically eliminates the record and play security risk. We do 3-factor authentication as compared to everybody else, and without any additional friction to the user, and that's because of our patent pending technology of combining speech and voice recognition in one single step.
Yeah, thank you, Ramsyam. So we launched just in May of this year, so we're only a little over 6 months old right now. Since that time, we've been awarded 5 regional awards, either as a finalist or as a winner. Obviously, our most prestigious one with the UBS in Singapore. We're very happy to say that in the last month, we have signed a reseller in Nigeria who's super excited about this technology, and our first customer, Varum Private Capital. All right. Are we out of time, or are we good still? Okay. Thank you very much. Sorry for the hiccups.
Okay. No, thank you very much. Okay, round of applause, please. Thank you. Thank you. And Andreas?
So if I was Apple or Samsung, might do something similar like that. So what happens to SayPay when Apple is doing something like that?
Yeah, when they do something like that, they could. Right now, I'm not willing to wait around for Apple when they decide that they're going to do something. This is something that works on every phone right now. It doesn't matter what the phone type is.
Strong answer. Another question? Sergio, please.
I didn't get how you prevent, somebody basically storing my voice and then replaying it in a fake attempt to access my account.
So our technology has the ability to identify whether it is a recorded voice or not. So that is possible. Since the code is dynamic in nature, there is a time for at which the code is valid. So even if you get a code, you need to really get somebody's voice and dynamically put that voice and send it. So which makes it very difficult.
Thank you, Brigitte.
Thank you. You talked about the competition. Why are you so sure that when there's double, like say, verification, why do we really need triple? Is there real market data that says that's a real need?
We're able to bake it in together. Why not take advantage of being able to take advantage of the security of using the voice biometric as well as the additional factor of the phone and the code?
Right, but existing players, isn't it really easy just to add it? There's big players who are doing why wouldn't they just add
our
that
patent pending
component?
technology uses the tokenization that gets created, which is a cryptogram, using all the information about the transaction, ties it together with a voice, with voice authentication and speech recognition. So no, this isn't something somebody just automatically easily adds.
All the other guys are doing only is authentication, and we're doing authentication and transaction in one step. And for that, we have a patent. Others don't have anything like that.
Okay. Tom, then
Two
Sergio.
questions for you, Steve. First one is, how does your revenue model, how do you envision that working? And then what's next after this?
Yeah, sure, thank you. Yeah, we didn't get to that slide. Thank you for asking. Revenue model is largely based on low user license fees and then very low, like sub-basis point per transaction fees. We want to make this something that gets used across the enterprise and is very affordable. Secondly, our next steps are, and what I really didn't get to show you, is how this acts as an adjunct to your existing authentication manager. Basically, our API sits right next to and integrates with your existing authentication manager where you do your password authentication. And what we do is we then extend that out using our agnostic voice capabilities where we can support any language in any country. So right now, the languages we support out of the box are English, Portuguese, Spanish, and Mandarin. Obviously, German would be very high on our priority list, and we could expand to meet other market needs.
Fantastic, thank you. Final question from our panel? Yeah, please.
The voice, the tone of the voice can be different in the morning or in the evening, and also what about health conditions of a person?
Yeah.
If you have a cold, for example.
Yeah, it's a standard question that we get all the time. It's this minor modality, changes in the voice can be easily identified and can be matched. That's not a problem at all.
The model gets better. The more you use it, that model becomes self-learning. It becomes more sophisticated. So what you're going to find is that those edge cases are going to become less and less more frequent the richer the model gets. Okay,
Fantastic.
good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very
Appreciate it.
much. Well done.